Hello and welcome. My name is Chrissy and you have found my channel Chrissy Love, where I talk about perfumes, exclusively perfumes, because I have a hobby, passion for perfumes, and I just love curating my collection and being part of this online fragrance community. So today is a really fun day because I'm going to be talking about Bath & Body Works perfumes. And I have a history with Bath & Body Works. I worked there for a couple of years in between college semesters, and I used to have bins and bins full of all the lotions and sprays and body washes. And honestly, I don't think I ever used them all. I think I ended up giving them away because I just was accumulating so much while I was working there, because I always knew when all the sales were and what the good deals were. So I would just scoop them up. And I have to say that semi-annual sales are getting a little less exciting these days. It used to be like the Tutti Dolce collection and the C.O. Bigelow collection and the White Barn Candle Company. And now it's kind of pared back a little bit, but I digress. So today I want to talk about a few different Bath & Body Works perfumes. So these are all eau de toilettes. They are not body sprays. They are true perfumes. And so some are classics and some are some brand new ones. And let's jump right in because I am super excited to give you my thoughts. So despite the history I have of Bath & Body Works, I'm going to try to be very objective. So smell these perfumes from the perspective of who I am now and my current experience with perfumes, as opposed to maybe the feelings I had for them back long ago. It's not about that anymore, it's about the future. So I'm going to start with one that is a classic. It is White Cherry Blossom Eau de Toilette. And this is a flanker of the Cherry Blossom, which I don't actually own at this point. But this is the bottle, and I have to say, the bottles are nothing to shake a stick at. They're actually pretty classy, and this is a nice frosted bottle, very nice. So this one is 50 milliliters, so 1.7 ounces. And for fragrance notes, for top notes, we have plum, green notes, apple, lemon, Sicilian bergamot, and freesia. For middle notes, we have cherry blossom, water lily, lychee, and tuberose, and base notes of sandalwood, Brazilian rosewood, musk, and melon. And so I've tested all these on my skin, of course. And when I first spray this, and also when I smell it out of the bottle, I get very floral, very fresh. So no sweetness, no plum, no apple. I am getting like straight up fresh white floral. And about half an hour into wearing it, it is still very crisp. It's a very unsweet cherry blossom, like a freshly blooming, very realistic cherry blossom. Like I'm smelling the whole plant. So the leaves and the cherry blossom bulbs and it all. Like I'm really getting that full experience of really smelling a flower that's still on the stem. So very light, very fresh, and actually pretty mature, honestly. Then when it gets deeper into the dry down, it feels like it's very appropriate for spring. Just super enlivening for spring. Like the buds are coming out, the sun is shining, it's a little bit warmer, you're starting to see some greenery growing. It's kind of powdery, it's very clean, it's very fresh. But if there's any sweetness at all, it's like a floral sweetness. Like nothing gourmand. I'm not even really getting any like sandalwood or melon kind of sweetness. Like this is just straight up floral. I think that the musk is what lends it that kind of powdery feel. Now for performance, it has really strong projection. I'm actually really impressed. And it lasts a good few hours on my skin before it becomes a real skin scent, before I really need to like spray it over again. But I have to say that current me being experienced in perfumes, I'm really liking this kind of fresh floral. There isn't much room in my collection for too many of these. I think that I would only need one or two fresh florals, so I won't reach for them too often. Now, past me would not have loved this. I really loved gourmands and really wouldn't consider wearing anything else that wasn't quite sweet. But this is really refreshing, and I only have a little bit left in the bottle, so I probably won't buy it again, but I definitely will use this up and really enjoy it. So again, this is White Cherry Blossom Eau de Toilette. This next one is a newer release, And it's not one of the classics. It probably will never be one of the classics. It's probably gonna be one of the ones that come in and go pretty quickly. But it is called Into the Night. And what I have here is what they call a perfume spray. It doesn't say eau de toilette, it says perfume spray. So whatever that means. But this is a really gorgeous one. It's actually quite intoxicating. When I first spray it, I get sweet plum with musk. It's really effervescent. It has dark florals, like dark, sweet florals. Now the fragrance notes, there's only 3. So there's wild berries, jasmine, and amber. And I think that really does not do it justice because it smells much more complex than that. So in the dry down, I get more of that sweet plum. It's really deep and satisfying. It's almost gourmand, almost food-like. Like it really smells not like berries, because berries have a bit of a tartness to them. This smells like a beautiful, over-ripened plum. Really gourmand, but it still has this complexity, so it's not like you walk around smelling like an actual fruit or a food. And I think that amber is what lends that sweet complexity to it. And so this stays pretty linear from there. It doesn't really develop much more from that, but it really still stays super intoxicating. And because it's so sweet, I think that this is really a man-eater perfume. Like I can see this being a great date night perfume and someone just getting in your neck and being like completely intoxicated by your scent. That's what this has. And along with that, you also have beast mode. I mean, this is a beast mode performance perfume. It projects for hours. It just sticks to you like glue. It stays with you all day, all night. This is a marvel for Bath & Body Works. Like I think they really caught lightning in a bottle with this one. So again, this is Into the Night. We're going to go back to some classics now. And I have here the Sensual Amber Eau de Toilette. So this was definitely in the stores when I was working there back a long time ago. And so I'm, again, trying to be fresh with this. So let's think about it through fresh eyes, fresh nose. So when I first spray this, I get a very caramelly amber, like syrupy, sweet, sugary amber, just delicious. And then after it dries down a little bit, I get a caramel syrup. Now, the keynotes, they don't include caramel. They are golden amber, wild berries, orange flower, lotus petals, and creamy sandalwood. And I don't get any berries or orange flower in this. Like this really just smells like caramel to me, super gourmand. Not really even amber. And then once it really dries down, like it's been an hour or 2, I get pancakes and maple syrup. I get like caramelized sugar and caramel. It is just outright a sweet bomb. So very little complexity. The sandalwood doesn't lend very much here. It kind of is pretty linear, pretty straightforward. Unfortunately, the performance isn't that great. It pretty much becomes a skin scent after an hour of a delicious skin scent, but it is just a skin scent. And the projection isn't really that great either. You'd really have to overspray this, but luckily you can still buy Sensual Amber in like the body lotion, the body wash, the body spray. I mean, you could just cover yourself in this stuff and you'd be just fine. So yeah, this is what I'm actually enjoying more than I ever did before because it is just like a caramel bomb gourmand, even though it's amber. But anyway, that's what it smells like to me. So again, this is Sensual Amber. So we're going back to the Cherry Blossom Flankers again, to Japanese Cherry Blossom Eau de Toilette. And I have this little spray bottle of it again. And the notes are Japanese Cherry Blossom, nice one, Bath & Body Works, pear, sandalwood, jasmine, and mimosa petals. And when I first spray this, I get a really heady, slightly spicy floral. It's actually kind of intoxicating. It's not sweet. It's actually quite mature. It's a little bit powdery. And in the first half hour, it turns kind of ambery and kind of sweet musky, which is where I think that powderiness comes from. I get really dark florals, and I get a fairly complex and mysterious composition. This is actually quite gorgeous. And then in the final dry down, I'm getting a spicy floral. So most of that sweetness that may have been there before, like that amber sweetness, has really gone away, and it's quite mature and quite bold. So yeah, this is better than I remembered it being, actually. But I think it was a little bit too mature for me before. But now this has a place in my collection. And nothing has really smelled quite like it that I've smelled, at least. So bonus points are being unique too. Now, in terms of performance, it's a pretty subtle projection, not too great. It really needs to be oversprayed, but it does last on the skin all day, so you'll have it close to you all day. But if you want to project and really give that mysterious intoxication to people around you, you're going to have to overspray it or at least layer it. So yeah, this is a winner. More than I remembered it being. I actually am really enjoying this, and it's more complex than I maybe gave it credit for before. So again, this is Japanese Cherry Blossom. For these next two, we are really taking it back. These are going to be memories for absolutely every woman that is my age, at least. So this first one I have is Warm Vanilla Sugar. Yes, I think this might have been like one of their very first scents. Like, I don't remember when this was not around. The top notes are vanilla and floral notes. The middle notes are vanilla, rice, and coconut. And the base notes are vanilla, sandalwood, musk, and heliotrope. So you think they like vanilla in there? Just a little bit. So again, trying to have fresh eyes, trying to take myself outside of my 15-year-old self. So on very first spray, obviously it is super sweet. It is sugar. It is a slight floral that I actually really appreciate. It uplifts it a little bit. And in the background, it smells almost like the color pink to me. Like really saccharine, overly sweet, like a little girl with like her dolly. Like so sweet, and it's quite linear. Now in the deep dry down, the sweetness is kind of cut by some floral. It has a little more zestiness, a little bit more bright. But really, this is like a caramelized sugar bomb. And I didn't know it had rice or coconut in it, but that makes a lot of sense to me. It is really creamy. It's just so comforting and delicious and gourmand, like a creme brulee or something like that, without the burntness, of course. It is just really pretty and kind of sweet, and like sweet as in like a cute way. Like, it's just a really cute scent. You know, it's not challenging whatsoever. I think any age range could really enjoy it. It's just like a beautiful, joyous fragrance. And they still sell it. You could layer yourself up with this as well, with the body wash and body lotion and everything. This could project really well if you really layered it. Now on its own, without all that layering, it actually still has pretty great projection. I was pretty impressed. I could really smell it around me for a couple of hours when I first sprayed it. And then it does stay on my skin all day as well. So yeah, not bad, Warm Vanilla Sugar. Not bad at all. This last one came out many years ago, but I never really gave it a fair try. I wasn't really in the Bath & Body Works world anymore at that point. I don't think I even smelled it then, but then I saw it come from Mercari, and I was like, oh, I gotta try it. It's cheap, it's Bath & Body Works, how bad can it be? And that is Fresh Pineapple Eau de Toilette. And I have to say, these bottles are kind of doing it for me. Like, it's simple, it's pretty straightforward, but it's pretty classy. I really like having this bottle. So for Fresh Pineapple, the top notes are coconut milk, orange, and lemon. The middle notes are pineapple, fruits, peony, and rose. And the base notes are vanilla, caramel, and sandalwood. And how can you go wrong with any of those notes? So at first spray, it's a super fresh, sweetened pineapple. Like a daiquiri with coconut and pineapple in it. And it's like that daiquiri mix, you know, it's like already pre-sweetened. That's what it smells like, but with some fresh pineapple thrown in. So I get kind of like that fresh, zesty rind. Pineapples don't have rinds, do they? But that like fibrous, natural pineapple mixed in with a whole boatload of sweetness and like creamy coconut. Now, it's very linear. It's very consistent. It doesn't really dry down into anything that's very complex. The caramel is definitely in there to like get the sweetness, but I'm not getting like lemon or sandalwood or any kind of nuance. Like, it's very straightforward pineapple and coconut for me. It's decadent. It is like vacation in a bottle. Oh, just thinking about spraying this on myself in Florida is like giving me sad feelings right now because I just miss traveling so much. Yes, and in terms of performance, it's pretty decent. It needs to be oversprayed. It stays pretty close to the skin, doesn't project too far. But if you put it in your hair, on your clothes, and like, you know, it would last probably 3 or 4 hours on you. So yeah, I'm going to end this collection review, this Bath & Body Works review, with this one because I think it's just really fresh and delightful and happy and, you know, it doesn't quite fall into the category of a classic, but it's not really a new one either. And it's one that seems to have really stuck around. So anyway, this is fresh pineapple. So as you can tell, my love for Bath & Body Works has not quite subsided since back in my college days. So let me know what Bath & Body Works scent you just die for, you just really enjoy. Shameless, be totally shameless about it. Like, what do you love from Bath & Body Works? And also, what do you think I should try next? Do you think there's any that you'd like to see me review? Because I am all for a shopping trip. So while you're here, please be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel because I post videos twice a week and it's all really fun stuff. So thanks so much for being here. I hope you have a very beautiful day.